Hi, this is Michael Kennedy, and now we're going to talk about hosting your web application built on the Microsoft stack in Microsoft Azure. So Microsoft Azure is a really large, full-featured cloud hosting platform for all kinds of applications, and it's especially tuned for hosting ASP.NET applications. So what we're going to do is first see how to create a website. We're going to take an existing website and push it into Azure on the cloud and see it running there. Okay, so what you need to do is log into manage.windowsazure.com. Even though the name recently changed, the domain has not. When you log in, you'll be at your dashboard here, and you have many choices. So we could create a cloud service. We could create a database to connect to our web application. We could create a virtual machine for infrastructure as a service. We could create some HD Insight, Hadoop type of things. We could even set up caching. However, what typically people do to just host their basic website when they're getting started is to create a website. You see I have a couple of them here. These are just some personal projects off my blog, and we're going to play with this one now. But imagine I wanted to create a new one. You would see something like this. Come over here, click Compute, Website, Quick Create, New Site for Blog Sample, or Video Sample. All right, it's going to do a quick check, make sure I'm not stepping on somebody else's existing site. And I'll say, okay, create that. And you see down here it's thinking, in any moment this thing should be online. All right, it's already up and running. So we can now host our site here. You can see the website has been successfully created. We could use Git, or we could use Visual Studio, Web Deploy, all those sorts of things to publish to it. So now let's go over to Visual Studio and take a look at an existing site. So here's one I already have built, already hosted in Azure. And just so you know what we're talking about, here's a website that has basically demonstrates that you can have really fantastic hotkey support in a web application. You don't need a client-side app to pull that kind of stuff off, and it even shows you the GitHub project that provides the library that I wrote that I'm using in this website. So for example, I could hit PH, that sequence would hide that little pane. If I hit PS, it'll show it. If I hit GC, it'll take you to the contacts. If I hit GH, it'll take you home, right? So you can see these hotkeys are here. Now, if we go to the one hosted up here, you can see it has a problem. So if I hit P, oh, wait, it doesn't let me enter the H, and something goes kind of wrong. So what I want to do is actually publish a new version that fixes this. So you can see the local version, localhost, is working. The Azure version, I broke it. Let's fix it. So we come over here and say right-click, publish. And in the beginning, you need to go select a Windows Azure website. You can say I've already got one here, web app hotkeys 2. You can see it's already pre-filled with the information. I just signed in, and it automatically selected all this stuff for me. So let's just hit validate connection to make sure everything's fine. You'll see it's going to launch this web domain, or this web address, when the publish is finished. So I hit next. I want to publish the release version. I could do a little preview to see what files have changed. Oh, something has gone wrong. Try again. Just like with all computers, give it a second shot. So you can see a couple of the files have changed. Let's push those up there and see what happens. Already pushed those up, and you can see it's launching the new version of the website. Waits for just a moment as it comes back to life. Now I can try my PH, PS, go contacts, go about, go home. It's beautiful, right? Fixed. So hosting in Azure turns out to be incredibly easy. Let's review. Let's go over here to Manage Windows Azure. Log in as me. Maybe I'll stay signed in next time. Here we have our sites. This is the one, the web apps with hotkeys, already up and running. Just published our new version. We saw if we want a new one, click New, Compute, Website, Quick Create, off to the races. Within just seconds, we have our new one up and running, and we could publish to it. I could go download a new profile and publish right in there. So there's web hosting in Windows Azure. It's really fantastic. I encourage you to check it out. In fact, you get a certain number of these websites for free as long as you're willing to run them on a fairly small machine with shared access, sort of shared hosting. All right, enjoy.